What's up, everybody? It's the Mad Hatter coming back at you live from the vacuum of space. This go around, I want to talk about Jerry Greenfield and Ben Cohen. You might know them as Ben and Jerry's, a very popular. They're the owners and the co-founders, of Ben and Jerry's, the popular ice cream company. And recently, they have supported Black Lives Matter. So before I even get into the details, way to go, Ben and Jerry's, on exposing PMSing white women to black issues other than BBC's and baby daddy drama. Like, good work, shit. So they go on to say on their website and in some tweets that they sent out, silence is to be complicit. And this is what a lot of, revolutionaries throughout time have said, and people who have been a part of the winning side of history, the good side of history. This is what a lot of them have said, being silent is almost the same as being complicit, and some people would say it is being complicit. Being silent is a choice. They also go on to say that they are not against police, but systematic institutions. So they don't want to go after individual cops, while they should. They don't. So you got to give them some credit there, especially the last woman who shot and killed a black man in Tulsa who was no threat, and she had a history of being on drugs and all sorts of other things. But they could have pointed her out, but they didn't. So in my opinion, it also is individuals that are the issue, and it is the institution. It's both. It's both of them working together to deny justice to others, not just black people. But in this case, we're talking about black people, but not just black people. And it sucks I have to always qualify it with that, but anyway, I just did that. Also, if you think that supporting equality of justice is anti-cop, then by the reverse, you would have to believe that cops are anti-justice. I'm not willing to go that far and say that. Now, there are some cops who maybe have some inherent biases that is a product of the system. And maybe they don't care for justice as much, or maybe they do view that what they're doing is justice. But that's the point, is that justice shouldn't be left up to just the police officers on their own. It should be left up to the system. They should be exposed to the judicial system, and oftentimes they are not, because of the fact that the system protects them, because the system needs them to keep working. They also have a site that throws out a lot of interesting facts on systematic racism and how real it is. They talk about how it's it's a lot more covert than before, and they put in some pretty decent research. So let me find some of those numbers. I don't want to get into all of it. I'll put the link to it in the description. But here's some of the stuff that they say. So they say racism is at every level of society. Systematic racism is about the way racism is built right into every level of our society. Many people point to what they see as less in-your-face prejudice and bias these days compared to decades past. But as Archbishop Desmond Tutu said, if you are neutral in situations of injustice, you have chosen the side of the oppressor. I just said that. So they go ahead and talk about some wealth. They talk about how wealth, even though whites are 77% of the population, they own 90% of the wealth. And when it comes to African Americans, we're 13% of the population, but earn 2.6% of the wealth. Now, this is not to be like, oh, let's blame Whitey, let's blame the white guy. But this is more of, let's blame the system, and let's also take some personal responsibility for it, how black people choose to not spend money and save it. But at the same time, there's a reason why we're not doing that, because we weren't able to have access to land and opportunities in the educational system so that we could learn how to do so. So they say that not only that, but the Great Recession hit minority families particularly hard, and I've always said this. And this is what we know about the wealth gap, and not just black people, but especially Latinos. With Latinos being a much higher percentage than African Americans, and they own less of the wealth according to these numbers, which is fucking ridiculous. When it comes to employment, African Americans are 2 times as likely to be unemployed than their white counterparts, which is kind of like, why does that happen? Education, black students are 3 times more likely than white students to be suspended for the same infractions. And this also goes to the criminal justice system when you think about the way that crack cocaine is uh, prosecuted much harsher than soft cocaine, even though they're the same drug, but one is associated with a different percentage of the population, therefore it's prosecuted harder. And they actually make this point. That is fucking crazy to me. That's actually pretty crazy that these goofy white guys from Vermont make this case. But so I'm not going to get into the rest of it. So I'm going to let you guys look into that. But it's very interesting the numbers that they pull and the resources that they cite. Let's see. So Ben and Jerry's has also been known to support gay rights. They've raised awareness on climate change. They support Bernie Sanders, obviously. They got arrested at the Democracy Spring, which is about getting money out of politics. And what I love the most about them is they're anti-Hillary. And I forgot which guy it was. Excuse me for that, but one of them, Hillary Clinton reached out to them for support, and he said, "Nah." He said, "Fuck it, I don't care." He said the conversation was short, but I'm not supporting her. So good fucking on you, dude. Overall, what this points to is that businesses can take social stands and still be successful, right? And also, it shows that if you turn a blind eye to injustice, again, that's a choice. Being neutral is a choice. You can't just sit back and watch people get fucked up. And this is not just Black Lives Matter, but any situation. You can't just sit there and watch people get fucked up. Choose not to do something about it. Turn the other way, and act like you're not complicit. You chose to not do something about it. And that's what everything we have to do every day. You can say that about everyday things. And it also shows that changing the economy, that the economy is changing in this digital era that we live in. It's not enough just to make money anymore. You have to have sound business practices. And to wrap things up, these guys are principled, and you don't really see that much. They're they're willing to make a stand, and they're willing to take public scrutiny, and that deserves some respect. So much respect from me, and I'm gonna end that there. Let me know what you guys think. You know the deal. Subscribe if you like these type of videos. Give it a thumbs up if you like it. Give it a thumbs down if you don't. Comment in the comment section if you got something to say. If not, whatever. I'll see you guys next time.